Most people that I speak to, most experts, they think they need to become a full-time content creator in order to get clients from LinkedIn. Well, the truth is quite different, guys. Like every time someone says it to me, I just tell them, hey, you're a business owner, right? You're not a full-time content creator, and you're just using LinkedIn as your way of marketing. So in this video, guys, I'm going to break down the 60-minute LinkedIn routine, and I'm also going to build one for you. So you can literally just execute that, implement that today in order to get clients from the platform. So let me get my coffee, and then we move to the big desk to get started, guys. We made it back to the desk. We got a nice little coffee. And as you can see on the screen here, we have the LinkedIn routine mapped out. So let's build it one by one. So as I said before, we're talking about a 60-minute LinkedIn routine, whereas we have a block in the morning, which is 30 minutes, and a block in the afternoon, which is also 30 minutes. So in the morning, guys, what you want to do in the morning, you want to focus on engage and react. So in the beginning part, you engage with 10 plus accounts. So especially if you're starting out on LinkedIn and you don't know exactly what to post about, like what to create content around, just engage with other people in your industry. So you can think about, let me create like peers, competitors. Let me see if you can see that on the screen. Yeah. And potentially clients. Like if your clients are posting, by all means engage with their content. Not to pitch them something, but the main part of this thing is exposure. Like I said, if you haven't been posting so far so well, engaging with others people's content is a very good strategy to expose yourself. Then the second thing here in the morning block, what you want to do is when your post goes live, and don't worry about the post. Like I'm going to tackle this after we've set out the whole routine. I'm going to go specifically over your content because it's a crucial part in this strategy. So it deserves a little bit more space. So stick with me on that. So when your post goes live, what you want to do in this first block, you want to reply to early comments. I lost a little bit of space there, but what you want to do is like your post goes live, guys, and then you want to pick up the comments, because the more you do this, the more it signals the algorithm that there's more comments on the post, so the more it pushes your post to other people. So you create this flywheel. So that's a very simple way of increasing traffic and increasing engagement, and thus getting more people on your post, on your profile, and potentially getting more leads and more clients. And then the other thing what you want to do in this morning block is you want to send 10 plus DMs. Now you might be like, hey Jesse, cool, sounds good, but who do I send these DMs to? Well, you have likes from previous posts, comments, people checking out your profile. Like all these people have shown some form of interest in your content or in your profile. And those are the people that every day you want to reach out to, because this tackles the question, hey, who do I send DMs to? Because I'm sure by now you know that sending DMs on LinkedIn is a crucial part in your strategy to close more clients, right? I get that. However, there's usually, and let me write it here, is what I call DM anxiety. Like who to send to? Well, that's what I just covered here, right? Like the people that like, comment, profile views, etc., right? So that's the first part. The other part of your DM anxiety is like, okay, what to send? And this is a little bit of free sauce. Let me just give you the perfect message to send. Hey X, are you here for the content only, or is, and then solving, achieving, this is a placeholder, X your main prior. So of course you fill in this thing with what you're solving with your business, whether it's helping people get clients, helping people create a sustainable work-life balance, getting promoted, getting a new job, whatever the thing is that you do with your business, ask that here, because this is a perfect way to open up the conversation. Because if someone says like, hey, I'm here just for the content, cool, you can send them more content. If they say that they're looking to solve the problem that you solve with your business, you're going to ask them like, hey, do you need some help? It's a very simple way to get your foot in the door. And then the last part of solving your DM anxiety. So we solved like, okay, who to send, what to say, and when. Daily. Like I said, we're building a daily LinkedIn routine. So in this process, guys, every day you send 10 DMs to the people that like, comment, or check out your profile. You send them this specific message, and you do it every day. Super fucking simple. So that's that part. That's the morning block. Takes you 30 minutes if you're fast, even shorter. So let me do this. And then in the afternoon, you want to do connection and follow-ups. So what you then want to do is, the first step is, let's say 15 to 20 new connection requests. So you want to go to the LinkedIn search bar, type in what you're looking for. So whether it's a coach, consultant, specific type of business owner, marketeer, like people with a specific job title, add them to your network. Don't pitch them straight away, just add them to your network. Because if you're adding these people to your network, to your first great connections, the time that you post, more people see it, thus more people are liking, more commenting, and then you start to create this flywheel, right? Like hopefully you already start to see how it's a system, right? LinkedIn is not just randomly doing shit, it's following a system. So that's the first part of your afternoon block. Then the second part is that you want to reply here to the comments of your post. So that's with what I said here, right? Reply to your early comments, reply here to, oh wait, let me reply to comments on your post. And then the last part of this follow-up block and this connection block is you want to send follow-ups to the people that you've messaged a few days before. Really want to make sure that that's in your system as well. So let's say you do 15 plus a day. And then here, guys, let me create some, oh, we're not gonna write in white, otherwise you can't see shit. And then here, this is something, of course, you can track on your own. But how many DMs did you send? How many new connection requests did you send? How many follow-ups did you send? And how many calls did you book? Like, inputs lead to outputs. And as Ramosi said, it's perfectly, volume negates luck. Like, of course, the more DMs you send, the more follow-ups you send, the more connections you send, the more calls you book, right? The calls booked is an output, whereas these three things are inputs. Inputs are controllable, outputs are not controllable, but they're a result of the inputs. So guys, this is roughly your LinkedIn, your LinkedIn routine every single day. 60 minutes or less, you can do that. However, I get it. You might have this question, okay, Jesse, but what about content? So let me go to the second part here. So, perfect. So, I want you to start batching your content. So hear me out here. So this part is absolutely crucial, guys, because the mistake that so many of our clients make when they start working together with us, they just start writing content every single day. And every day they just open up their Google Doc in the morning before their workday starts, and they have like this blank page, this Google Doc, and they're just staring at a blank page. And then of course, if you see this routine, this 60-minute routine, like there is on purpose no space for post creation, like it's separate from this. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick a weekly content batch day. So for me, that's Monday. On Monday, I sit down to write all my posts. Well, whatever the day is for you, pick a day that you don't have meetings and stuff, dedicate 2 to 3 hours per week. Pick a date. Like I said, I like Monday, so for the sake of the simplicity, I will add Monday. Post topics, guys. One should be a client story. So go to your calendar, think about how You help the client, whether it's a one-on-one or a group call, pull the transcript, whether you're using Otter or whatnot, or Phantom, write a post about a client story or a client win. Perfect way to do credibility. Plus, this helps you to document what you're already doing and not creating. Like I said, I'm helping you build a system, a strategy that you become a business owner and not a content creator. Like document, not create. So write a client story or a client win. Then the other part might be a personal story. Let's say you overcame a certain challenge within your business. Let's say you solved something, write about that, right? Because this builds credibility. And then last but not least, find something where you can just still educate your audience, but make sure that it's specific. So instead of saying 7 ways to create a great LinkedIn post, blah, 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 I can say, after writing 2,000 LinkedIn posts, here are the 7 non-negotiables I use every day, right? So I still educate my audience, but it's so specific because it's done through the work. Like it's something that only I can say. So whenever you educate your audience, make sure it's always specific and it's like something only you can say. So sit down on Monday, write this post, write this post, write this post, schedule them, and then once a week to start, do a lead magnet. So look for a resource that you're currently using with your clients, whether it's a PDF, a video, a checklist. Perhaps if you're more AI native, you can build like a GPT, or if you're using Claude, you can build an artifact. I like those a lot. Talking about artifacts, in the bio under this video, you will find a link that takes you to an artifact that I've built. I've built an artifact to help you structure your LinkedIn daily routine in order to just map out what you need to do and how you can implement it in your weekly schedule. So it's good, of course, to get this information to understand how the system works, but I really want you to implement things. But back to the video, guys. So in this, like if you have these resources, just create a lead magnet post. In the lead magnet post, you just talk about like a problem you're solving and the solution. And the solution is obviously the resource. Like, hey, comment X to get Y. Because these posts are absolutely great in getting comments. Comments from people that are interested in your offer-specific lead magnet, right? So these comments, these people are raising their hands like, hey, I want this thing, give it to me. These are leads. And then these leads, we start a conversation with. And we start a conversation with, and then you either book them on a call and you close them, right? Pretty fucking simple. Like I spoke about this process on my channel quite a lot. So if you need the full details on how this process works, check out some of my other videos on the channel because I talk about this is the whole system, guys. So to wrap it all up, engage and react in the morning, connect and follow up in the afternoon, and once per week, you sit down to batch your content, you write the 4 posts, and then the last thing to remember, you freaking schedule, because like I said, you're a business owner, not a full-time content creator. Set and forget. Once a week, you sit down to rate your content, you push it, you schedule it, and stuff is done. So guys, if you need any help with building out this system, check out the link in the bio as well. It takes you to a different video where I explain the system, where I help experts like yourself turn LinkedIn into the #1 client acquisition channel. And with that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.